Ever wondered why some people are totally content binge-watching Netflix solo on a Friday night, while others can't survive without a buzzing social calendar? If you've ever caught yourself happily chatting with your plants, or even with your beloved cat or dog, you're not alone. Perhaps you just enjoy the peace and quiet of your own company. Then you might just be part of a very special club, the Lone Wolf Club. In today's society, being alone is no longer viewed as a taboo. Rather, it's an opportunity to recharge, reflect, and grow as an individual. As more and more people are embracing solitude, it's fascinating to explore the unique characteristics of those who genuinely enjoy being alone. In fact, solitude has become an essential part of modern life. With the rise of introversion and self-care, people are starting to realize that being alone doesn't mean you're lonely or antisocial. On the contrary, it's a sign of self-awareness, confidence, and a willingness to take time for oneself. I'm excited to dive into this topic because I believe that understanding the traits of people who love being alone, as it can help us appreciate the beauty of solitude and even learn to incorporate it into our own lives. Now, there's a common misconception that being alone means you're lonely, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Many people choose to be alone because they're comfortable with their own company, and they don't need external validation to feel happy or fulfilled. In reality, loneliness and being alone are two very different things. Loneliness is a feeling of disconnection, while being alone is simply the state of being by oneself. And it's possible to be alone without feeling lonely. We often hear people say, "I'm not lonely, I just prefer being alone." And guess what? That's perfectly okay. There's no shame in enjoying your own company, and it's actually a sign of emotional maturity. However, there are still many people who struggle to understand the concept of being alone. They might view it as a personal failure, or assume that someone who prefers solitude is somehow broken or incomplete. But the truth is, being alone can be incredibly empowering. When you're not reliant on others for your happiness, you're free to explore your own interests, pursue your passions, and develop a deeper understanding of yourself. In fact, many successful people throughout history have credited their alone time for their achievements. From authors like J.K. Rowling to entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, solitude has been a catalyst for creativity, innovation, and growth. So, what makes someone who loves being alone tick? Are they perhaps wired differently? Do they possess certain traits that set them apart from others? Let's explore the 12 special traits of people who love being alone and find out what makes them unique. The first trait is that they're self-aware. People who love being alone have a deep understanding of their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. They know what makes them tick, and they're not afraid to confront their flaws and weaknesses. The second trait is that they're comfortable with silence. They don't feel the need to fill every moment with conversation or noise. They're happy to sit in silence, reflecting on their thoughts and enjoying the peace and quiet. The third trait is that they're independent. They don't need others to make decisions or to feel validated. They're confident in their own abilities, and they're not afraid to take risks and make mistakes. The fourth trait is that they're creative. Solitude can be a catalyst for creativity, and many people who love being alone are artists, writers, or even musicians. They find inspiration in their own thoughts and emotions. The fifth trait is that they're introspective. They're constantly reflecting on their experiences, thoughts, and feelings. They're always learning, growing, and improving themselves. The sixth trait is that they're observers. They're skilled at observing the world around them, and they often develop a unique perspective on life. The seventh trait is that they're listeners. They're not afraid to listen to others, and they're often sought out as confidants and advisors. The eighth trait is that they're open-minded. They're willing to consider different perspectives, and they're not afraid to change their opinions. The ninth trait is that they're patient. They're not afraid to wait, to reflect, and to take their time. They know that good things come to those who wait. The 10th trait is that they're resilient. They're able to bounce back from setbacks, and they're not deterred by failure. The 11th trait is that they're authentic. They're unapologetically themselves, and they're not afraid to be different. The 12th trait is that they're mindful. They're present in the moment, and they're able to appreciate the beauty of solitude. One of the most surprising traits that resonates with many is that people who love being alone are often more empathetic. They're able to understand and connect with others on a deeper level because they're in tune with their own emotions. As Susan Cain, author of Quiet, The Power of Introverts, says, solitude is a catalyst for creativity, innovation, and happiness. It's a reminder that being alone is not something to be feared or ashamed of, but rather something to be celebrated. So, what have we learned today? That being alone is not the same as being lonely, that people who love being alone possess unique traits that set them apart from others, and that solitude can be a powerful tool for personal growth, creativity, and happiness. I want to encourage you to share your own experiences with solitude in the comments below. Do you enjoy being alone, or do you prefer being around others? And if you're interested in learning more about self-care, introversion, or personal growth, be sure to check out our other videos on these topics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.